Hi, everybody, coming to you from the great city of Chicago. I wanted to kind of touch base with a video. I made one last May, I believe, and it was kind of describing bipolar 2 and some of my journey with it and some of the signs to see. And just kind of a quick recap of that is that the bipolar 2 people spend most of their time kind of in a depressive episode, and then they'll be balanced and that kind of a thing, hopefully with medication and any other modality of treatment. They can be more balanced and stay more balanced. The other thing about the bipolar 2 is that instead of being in a depressive episode, you can be in a hypomanic episode, which is higher than the baseline, and you can kind of hang out there. There's all kinds of mathematic and ideologically reasons and theories that you would stay in this episode, and it has to meet certain qualifications to qualify, and whatever. Anyway, to me, being hypomanic is much better than being in a depressive episode. Obviously, the goal is to be balanced and not deviate too far up and too far down and kind of get stuck in those. But I would take hypomania over depression any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So, as some of you might remember, I had a simple medication change back in September of 2016, and it sparked a downward spiral and massive depressive episode for about 14 months. So, since, we'll call it October 1st, I've switched doctors, I've switched psychiatrists, I've switched my psychotherapist. And so I'm doing some pretty good work with that. Things have been better. I've gotten my sleep under control. However, I'd say maybe the last week or so, I've kind of felt myself slipping back down into depression. So I was kind of thinking that making a small video like this might kind of be helpful for other people as well as myself, because I always say, busy is better. And so instead of allowing myself to continue to slip, I was kind of hoping to maybe push myself back up by doing something like this. So something that's been really important in the last week or so, for me, Facebook is a big help. I can reach out, I can make videos like this so that I feel like I'm being productive. I feel like I'm helping people understand more about bipolar 2, mental health in general, and something that's happened on Facebook is the last week I made a post about something, maybe even two, and I had two separate people check in by private message, just kind of like out of the blue, which is really super supportive and really important to me, because it basically tells me that when things are kind of going okay, or I make some sort of allusion to, well, I'm not kind of feeling so great, that, people take the time to check in, and it really shows that they're being supportive and they really care. So, instead of, there's a lot of things out there that say do's and don'ts about dealing with someone with bipolar or depression or, some sort of mental health issue. And I don't really like the do's and don'ts sort of set up and chart, simply because, I don't know, it seems kind of bossy to me. And so I like to set up something that's called yes, please, and no, thank you. So some of the no thank yous when someone is struggling with depression or, maybe a bad episode, just a bad few days, or a bad week or month, or however that would go, is first of all, to only check in when someone reaches out, or when someone says, I'm super depressed, or God, it was a horrible day, and, that kind of thing. It's not that it's accepted as a bad thing. It's just, it has a lot to do with timing. I have many people that will contact me and say, oh, I'm so sorry that you're dealing with depression, and I'm sorry that you're not feeling great. Have you tried X? And I've gotten everything from going to shaman retreats to connect with Mother Earth to juicing diets to homeopathic remedies, and then some things that are just kind of obvious, like go out for a walk or watch a movie that you really enjoy or give yourself a spa day or something like that. So the thing to remember is that these things are not appreciated. Again, it's all about timing. If I was able to connect with Mother Earth and do a juice cleanse and give myself a spa day, then I wouldn't be depressed. So those are kind of in the no thank you category. Again, it's not that they're not appreciated, it's timing. The things that are more a yes please is getting in contact when someone hasn't reached out. Say it's been, a month or so and you're just kind of wondering. And that's why it was so special that these other two people had sort of checked in, because, it was really an off moment where they could say, how are you doing? What else, is there something else happening in your life right now? How is it going? How are your meds? And I've also had several people contact me with their mental health struggles or mental health struggles with someone that they love and or care about. So to me, that's a big yes, please, because it tells me that people care even when I am not saying, oh, I'm doing horribly, it's been a terrible month, or that kind of a thing. So those are a couple of yes, please, and no thank yous. One of the big things for me also as a no thank you is when people offer prayer. Now, I understand it's a hot topic, it's a hot button, and people say, well, it's meant in good intention. This is my intention for you. I'm giving you, something positive, that kind of a thing. In my mind, I do not see it as something that's positive. I had a very terrible and damaging relationship with religion in my life, and it holds no meaning to me. There is no value. So when someone says, oh, I'll pray for you, or I'm praying that you'll be getting better, or that kind of a thing, it's kind of meaningless. And again, I don't mean to seem ungrateful because someone is trying to reach out and offer me some sort of support and love. It's just that the modality of that is something that holds really no value for me. So something simply as a yes please would be more, I'm very, very sorry, or I'm very concerned about you. Let me know if there's something I can do to help. When you're struggling in a massive depressive episode. And then if you're much better, then, a quick check-in might be just wondering how you're doing, or, I thought of you today, or, something like that. I saw something that reminded me of you, that kind of thing. So it's much more yes, please, a little bit more action for me rather than just giving, offering prayer. So those are a few things that have kind of been on my mind, and I kind of decided to sort of label this as Hypomanic Monday because it is Monday. And I'm hoping to get into like a weekly thing. I have a friend who's recently been doing something on Wednesdays with some of the things that have been on her path, and it's been really neat to kind of see and get, more of a positive spin on some things. And her Wednesday broadcasts are, they come from a place of severe grief for her, and to see something kind of positive coming out of that, I think is really good. Now, I'm not saying that all of my videos are going to be positive, because, I struggle. I do struggle a lot. I do try to find joy in every day and find joy in my life, which I do have a lot. However, depression does not care. You can have all the money in the world, you can be completely broke, and if you have depression, bipolar 2, bipolar 1, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, those things don't care. They don't care if your life is great, that kind of a thing. So it can be very difficult. So anyway, I think that Hypomanic Monday is just kind of a way to sort of connect, let people know what's going on with me, kind of give them information on ways that they can help other people as well as me, and maybe help themselves. We all, seems like we're all affected by it in some way. So anyway, wanted to touch base and say hello to everybody, and just remind everybody that, being kind, it's free. Doesn't cost anything. So talk to everybody later. Bye.